Review.
And welcome back to DMS Adventures.
Where when we have to go fast and far, we're just gonna sleep in the car.
Yeah!
Well, we don't always get sent free gear, but when we do, we're gonna review it. So the company HeyTrip reached out to us and asked if we would review one of their tent setups. I thought it would actually be useful for us to have a tent that goes over the SUV. Well, we chose the tailgate tent and car camping bundle. So this not only comes with a tent that goes over your opening when your SUV back is up, but it also comes with a mattress that is shaped to fit inside of an SUV. So we're just out here on a quick overnight trip to test things out.
First thing we're going to show you is what comes in the bundle.
The second thing we're going to show you is how to set it up.
And then the last thing is we'll take you around and show you some of the features and more of the specifics of how to put things together. So when you got cavernous living space like this, when you're already taking this on your trip, it just makes a lot of sense to utilize it. Not only is it obviously waterproof, but with the hatch open, you get a little bit of extra space. Down here at the bottom, you're gonna get about another 12 inches or 30 centimeters. And then up at the top here, you're gonna get about another maybe 2 feet or so, so another 60 centimeters. And that just kind of opens up that space even more for you when you're in there. One of the pros of this kind of setup is kind of everything's contained. You got everything in there, you don't have anything else. It makes cleanup super fast. One of the cons though about this is once you're set up, you really can't go anywhere. The way this attaches to your vehicle, you're kind of stuck here unless you take everything down, but we'll get into that more when we put the tent up.
This is what Torrent's doing while Dad's doing the review.
Okay, so what do you get when you get the car camping bundle? First of all, you get a bag with a mattress, air mattress in it. We'll open that up and take a look at it. Then you also get the tent that fits over your door opening. And it's actually very lightweight. I'm not sure what it is. I'll figure it out and I'll flash it right up here for you. All right, so let's unzip and see what we got in here.
It's a tent. Oh, no.
Bag of steaks. Fooled you.
Yeah, you have to bring no shirt.
So up first, we've got 2 shepherd hook stakes with a kind of a hexagon shape to them, and 4 sets of guy lines just to be able to guide out each pole out in 2 directions. We'll get to the poles in a minute. And then got the tent itself. It's kind of a tight fit. We'll have to see how that goes back into the bag when we get there. All right, so that's it. We'll set this aside and get to putting it up here in a second. But first, let's check out what the mattress looks like. I do want to note that the bag comes with instructions stitched inside, such as they are. So we'll see how helpful these instructions are. So here we go with the mattress. It is a pretty thick bag. The zippers are, I don't know, normal. Okay, I was curious, I wasn't sure, because I hadn't opened this up yet, if it came with a pump, but it does indeed come with a pump with a DC attachment to it and a couple of different attachments for blowing up different items. A little bit of info on the electric pump, and then some care and maintenance info for the mattress itself. It's also nice, it comes with a patch kit. While these are easy to see here, let's take a look at these valves. This is obviously to let all the air out. These screw in. Very easy to put in. And then here is your one-way valve, where you stick in one of these fittings here in order to pump them up. And then it's often the case with SUVs that they have some DC plugs in the back, and we got a 12-volt connection right there to be able to plug this in and fill it in from the back side. Now in our particular SUV here, we don't have 12-volt up there in the console. It's actually a 120 and a couple USBs, but there is still one up in the front. One thing I'm not sure about for our particular situation is we have 2 captain's chairs up in the front and then a folding 3-seat bench in the back. So there's this big open gap here where I'm not sure if the mattress will be able to span over that without, you know, falling into this area too much. So we'll see how rigid this mattress is. So you need to be aware of two things here. One is that the mattress is dual chambered. So you have a different chamber over here with this valve, and then a chamber over here with this valve, and that the valves are located what would be considered the head of the sleeping arrangement. So I'm not even able to use that connection there for the 12 volts in the back because the cable isn't long enough to get all the way up here if you want to lay it out the way it needs to go and blow it up in place, as opposed to blowing it up in a weird area and having to flip it around and get it into position. But luckily it looks like the cord's long enough to make it to the front of the vehicle. Be aware, all these different little fittings are not in any way attached to the pump. So it looks like this is the main fitting in the middle, and then this one fits on, or this one fits on. Neither of these two outer ones fit on to this part of the pump. So you take the middle one, shove it in place, and then take your fitting for your mattress, put that on that.
Good job, Torrin. You're showing the Ye Faithful Few how the bed works. Good job. Yes.
All right, now that we got that all pumped up, on the side of each individual chamber, one here and one on the opposite side, there's these little buttons here if you want to let out a little bit of air to make it more comfortable for you. So that's pretty handy that that is up here at the head end. So if you're feeling that the mattress is a little too firm, just let out a little bit of air there and you'll be super comfy. So I'm fairly certain this is upside down at the moment, but it's okay because I want to show how there's a little bit of a gap here between the two mattress chambers. And then also just, so this is a 2024 Chevy Traverse, and we got a fair amount of unused room over here, and even a little bit more on this side, to where we could really just have that entire thickness up there all the way down this and be able to have more comfy space, because when it's the three of us, this would be a little tight. I wish that we'd be able to utilize this extra space right here for mattress room and comfort and spreading out and being comfy. Well, that's pretty much all there is to it for the mattress. I mean, it's just an air mattress. I've usually had bad luck with air mattresses. I like them, they're comfortable, but they usually don't last more than 3 or 4 fill-ups before they spring a leak and won't hold air. So we'll see how these hold up. They're helping me. All right, onto the tent. All right, here we go. So in our usual DMS fashion, we're going to be timing how long it takes us to put this up for the very first time. I've not done this before, so here we go. I didn't even look at the instructions particularly well either. So there's the HeyTrip logo, which I believe goes down there. Where's the HeyTrip logo? Right, the HeyTrip logo. Okay, so I think you got the right side. It goes like this. You gotta get the other end. It's elasticy. This goes over the top.
How far over?
Well, just about to there for now. Oh wait, we got some carabiners here. There we go. So it goes underneath here. Just watch the muffler exhaust tips, which, okay, then take the carabiner clip and it goes through the wheel. So you basically put it through the wheel and wrap it around itself. All right, you faithful few, so remember these 4 guy lines? Pretty sure 2 of them go with the stakes, and then 2 of them you need to secure the top of this over your vehicle. So just know that you'll have to attach these. They don't come pre-attached. Okay, so HeyTrip, you guys should really, these are great down here. Super easy, put on really quick, tension it really good. Probably should get some longer versions of these to put on the top to just be able to take this and take it over and secure it to whatever you got over there. Can you take the other guy line and tie it to the strap up there?
And tie it to the strap? Wait,
Yeah.
let me see what you're doing.
Double tie.
Oh, it's...
All right, you faithful few, let's call that done. Just a tad over 8 minutes, 8:09. And that was with having to attach some guy lines onto the straps. So not too bad. I think once those are already attached, that would make it a lot quicker, but they are barely long enough. So let me take you around and show you some of the kind of issues with the first setup. Okay, so here are the straps that connect around your wheel. They've attached these carabiners already. So you just pull this down, wrap it around your wheel well. Now, if you're somebody that has hubcaps or something like that, something that you can't put these through, not entirely sure what you would use. So once you got that connected, down here you just have a normal pull strap to tension that up. Get it nice and secure under here. Something to be very mindful of is if you pull into your campsite and you put this up a little too soon, you're very likely to have your material on some very hot muffler tips. So make sure your vehicle has cooled off before you set this on. I don't see for our vehicle any other way to get this on without going over those. And of course, consequently, you can't start your vehicle up when this is attached. That would be bad.
You know.
So here's the only thing I sort of dislike about the setup on the first time. It comes with these 4 straps. You got one here, one on the other side, one here, one on the other side of the shark fin antenna. I guess you're just supposed to attach 2 of the guy lines here. And then they suggest if you have roof rails to put them, to tie that rope to your roof rails, but we don't have any on here yet. So the next option, they say, is to run it down to your mirrors. So there is our final fit and finish. It looks like it's a little whopper jawed over here on the side, but everything looks correct up at the top, looks symmetric at the bottom for the most part, so I'm not sure why it's doing that. So let's unzip it, take a look at the inside, and then the part you unzip right here becomes a vestibule. If you have poles, keep in mind, poles do not come with this, but we happen to have some. So let's go set up the awning. So the zippers here do come with a storm flap over them. So that's nice. And the zippers, they operate okay. I don't think they're anything special, but they seem to work. One thing you can always tell when you're a YouTuber is what is one-hand operable and what is not, because you're always holding a camera or a gimbal or something. This is not very much one-hand operable. Sorta, kinda. I do like that the awning does have these straps and grommets on them, but you do have to attach the guy line yourself. So I just tied it onto the end here. Well, we picked these poles up from Amazon at some point and for different reasons, but they will work for us here today. So we can fit up there through that grommet. Of course, 400-mile-an-hour winds. All right, so got the awning set up with the poles. May or may not stay depending on the wind. So let's show you just the last little bit here, the mesh interior.
Long. It's very long.
You do definitely need 2 hands to operate. Right up here, you got some toggles, loops and toggles in order to get the mesh put up.
They need to be longer or stretched better.
Okay, you faithful few, we did a couple of little minor tweaks and adjustments. I think we got it set up pretty good now. Rugger Mountain Sister, Rugger Mountain Mister set up the inside for us.
I set up the pillows, Kieran set up this, and Kieran set up this.
Yep, so we're all set up. We even got a fan up there plugged into our jackery that's in the front floorboards. So we're not quite done with the review yet. We're gonna spend a night sleeping on the mattress and in this setup, and then we will let you know our final thoughts in the morning. Well, good morning, you faithful few. It was freezing last night. It's still freezing because it's literally 32 degrees or so. But we slept relatively warm in the SUV last night. The HeyTrip mattress, I don't believe is insulated, yet I'm pleased to say that it was not cold underneath. I was sleeping with a quilt, so I had the quilt over me, and then I was laying on the mattress, and it was not cold. One additional tweak I did before we went in last night was I repositioned the cords that attached to the mirror up there. I ended up putting the cord through the back door handle and then up around the roof rails, and that gave me access to both of the front doors, so that was very helpful. So I think it kind of comes down to just being creative with whichever SUV you happen to have when you go to use this HeyTrip Tailgate tent. So the tent came down relatively quickly, and it was easy-ish to get it back into the bag. It took a little bit of stuffing and keeping your fingers stuffed in there while you zipped it in order to get it back in. And then the mattress packed away relatively easily as well. I was able to get that back in the bag with only a little bit of figuring out exactly how to fold it to get it back in there. So to wrap up, generally speaking, I think of tents as tools. You just pick whichever tool you need for the job that you have. And for an outing like this, the HeyTrip Tailgate tent is a pretty good tool. Once you get the guy lines put on there, the setup is pretty easy. It'd be even easier if you had some roof rack rails across there. So if you have those, setup's even easier. The only thing that I think was a little awkward is getting in and out of it. So if you can arrange it so you can actually use one of your vehicle's doors to get in and out, I think that would actually be easier. So thanks to HeyTrip for sending us this tailgate, tent, and mattress. We appreciate it, and we'll find some good uses for it. If you have any questions about that setup, just leave it down in the comments and we'll give you an answer as soon as we can. Hey, we just want to thank y'all so much for watching, and you all have a great day.